It's Wednesday night. We all know what that means. Prove me wrong. Take it away, Connor.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We are here for our AEW Dynamite live reaction. Dynamite should be pretty good tonight. We got it should be a decent card. We got Adam Copeland in the Cope Open versus Brody King for the TNT Championship. We got Mariah May versus Cameron Harley Cameron. She's actually making her Dynamite debut tonight. She's actually wrestled in AEW before on Rampage and Dark and stuff when that was a thing. But they recently announced Jay White versus Rocky Romero. I don't know about that match, but Kenny Omega's again. He's going to be on there tonight again. As you guys know, he was on last week. He got attacked by the Young Bucks and the Elite, and FTR came out to save him and all that. But he'll be on again tonight. But yeah. We are on here a little early. I thought we'd get on here and chat with you guys for a bit before the show started.
Yep. Well, anyway, and tonight they will be in the home state of a familiar Canadian wrestler who I don't know if we should say his name on here. Can we?
What's his name?
Well, originally he's from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Chris Benoit?
Yep.
I mean, he is one of the best wrestlers from Canada.
Well, that's why I did the introduction. Early when he came into the WWE, he was like, "Prove me wrong."
Yeah, Chris Benoit is one of the best Canadian wrestlers of all time. Even though a lot of things that he did will overshadow his accomplishments, he can never take away his accomplishments and what he did. I wish he was still alive today. I would have liked to have seen Kurt Angle. But they did go against each other, but I think they did. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. Did they ever go against each other?
They did at WrestleMania 17 and at the Royal Rumble 2003, and I think that's about it. That's all I know. And they did. Oh, and Backlash 2001 during the Ultimate Submission match.
Yeah. If we could say Perk Angle and Chris Benoit, there's a lot of matches that we could have seen. Chris Benoit versus CM Punk was going to happen.
Until the tragic events happened after DCW went off the air that Tuesday before he,
I believe it was supposed to be Vengeance 2007 or 6. That's when it was supposed to happen, but obviously it didn't happen. Chris Benoit's last opponent was actually the person that we had on here.
The Pope. Originally Elijah Burke.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Chris Benoit did team up with CM Punk right before everything happened.
Yeah. I did ask the Pope D'Angelo De Niro the question, how did he feel before tragic events happened after his match with, Benoit?
Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen that interview, definitely go check it out. We've got a lot of good interviews on here. And the Pope was one of our best, probably. So if you haven't seen that, just go check it out.
And I got Botox Cosmetic.
And I know we're live right now, but I guess it'll just be you and me for the night again, like last week.
Mr. Jacobs is supposed to be on pretty shortly.
Botox Cosmetic is FDA
probably when it's 6 degrees to start. So you got 3 minutes. He should be on any minute.
Hours to weeks after injection.
Yeah.
Alert your doctor right away.
We all know Chris Benoit's oldest son, David. He was in AEW, just for a little bit, though, when CM Punk and him interacted a little bit before CM Punk left AEW due to his incident with Jack Perry.
Yeah, he was on Collision one time. They were in Canada.
Let's see if David Benoit's going to appear this time. Well, technically AEW's not going to announce that, though, but at least we can still see him on camera.
We was Calgary when he came on there. Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which that's not far from where they're at tonight.
At the Calgary Saddle Dome. Yeah, that's the home of In Your House Canadian Stampede.
Davis, what do you guys think about AEW Fight Forever Season 4?
Did he announce that already yet?
Yeah, It came out today, or one of the things from season 4. And that's like 2 weeks ago. Today, Samoa Joe dropped in the game. He's in the game now. Season 4 will include Samoa Joe, Adam Copeland, and Jay White. 2 new arenas, like 30 new moves. You got 5 new soundtracks, some new attires, some new stuff in Stadium Stampede. Uh, they have 5 new community wrestlers again. This time it's like actual community creators. It's if anyone knows who Chris Danger is, he does like
Oh yeah. He's one of the like the pros of video games, WWE video games.
yeah. It was him and 4 other people, and they created themselves in the AEW Fight Forever game.
Can they do that?
Yeah, he's in the Chris Danger and a few others are in the AEW game now. They created their own characters.
I really should give me a Fight Forever video game, but I don't think it's not going to be good on the Nintendo Switch.
I don't know how good it is on the Switch. I play on PlayStation 5.
I wish there was I wish there one of those multi. I was thinking, I've been thinking about giving me a PlayStation 5 though, since WWE 2K24, and we all know PlayStation is not PlayStation 5 is not, how PlayStation 4 games are not going to be lasted forever. So I was thinking I can go with your style.
Yeah, I like PlayStation. I did Xbox for a while. The way that I think about it, I thought it was pretty decent. Oh, I forgot. There is a new tournament mode that will be in it. We got to beat the Elite in season 2 or 3. It was basically a gauntlet match, but now we got a tournament match. So you can create your own tournament and put your wrestlers in the bracket, and then you can play out an entire bracket of matches. That'll be coming with Jay White's pack, I believe. And then the second arena, because there was one new arena that came out today alongside Samoa Joe. It was a Japanese arena. Then there'll be like a Haunted Forest arena in Edge's pack.
That's funny. Am I on the right channel?
Speaking
Oh,
of
I'm in the west side. I need to go to east.
How are you feeling going into tonight against
Speaking of Adam Copeland.
Sorry, I thought I was on the right channel, but it looks like I must have hit the west side by accident.
All this week, my mind is kind of been
Oh, dang it, an ad.
want to
What's going on your end?
stop it.
Adam Copeland's being interviewed by someone. She was on there last week. I don't know what her name is.
I just got the phone with Tony Khan. He agreed with me. Tonight it's going to be a no disqualification match.
Adam Copeland versus Brody King for the TNT Championship and a no disqualification match.
Ooh, I gotta see this.
Anything goes.
Well, let's see if Edge or Adam Copeland, as we call him now. Oh no, not another Young Bucks.
They ruined that whole intro. But they ruined everything. But I thought season 4 was pretty good, Davis. I was disappointed there was no new match types. That's what we've been asking for months, but it was pretty good.
I've been thinking for the past. I was thinking maybe for the past week, ever since they attacked Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and the Elite. I was like, I should start say something, but I can't, because if I say something to the Young Bucks or the Elite, or if I do anything on Facebook or YouTube, they're probably going to block me off or send me to, as they always say, Facebook jail.
Yeah. So starting off with Orange Cassidy.
I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Young Bucks are drunk with power. And I know some of your viewers are wondering why I'm not on camera. Well, I was rearranging my room, remodeling, so I'm not going to show my room tonight. So I'm just going to stay audio for tonight.
Yeah, it has been bloody. It has been brutal, of course, within the best friends over the past couple of weeks. We'll say Taz, of course, who is not with us here tonight, is on the mend, we understand. And we hope to have Taz back very, very soon with us here tonight. But we got a lot going on. What a 2-hour program we have here in Edmonton, Alberta.
I wonder if David Benoit's going to be in the front row tonight.
No, it's going to be interesting. If he is, it's not far from Calgary from last time he was there last year, so it's a possibility he could be there.
Well, it is his father's home country.
Trent has new theme music. No, some of the same. He shouldn't have the same theme music. He's not a face anymore. This feud's been heating up for the past few weeks. Before Dynasty, Trent Turner, Orange Cassidy. They kind of had an encounter at Dynasty. In the last 2 weeks, they've been going at it. We had that street fight with Trent and Chuck Taylor. Then last week, Chuck Taylor. No. In Jacksonville, Chuck Taylor lined himself with Orange Cassidy. Then last week was the street fight. And this week's the match. So this has been this has been going on for a few weeks now between Orange Cassidy and Trent. We haven't seen his mother, what's her name, Sue.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her since what happened, so I doubt she makes an appearance tonight, but you never know.
Well, I've seen Orange Cassidy in Alabama a couple of weeks ago, and even though I didn't interact with him though and all that since he was busy, and all that, and his whatever, whenever, all that.
Got Swerve, Strickland, and Christian Cage face to face in 50 minutes. They did that.
That looks new.
They did that.
The question is Swerve Strickland going to be? He said he ain't going to be alone.
That's going to be interesting to see who. He's probably going to bring around with him or something.
Does he have the? He does have the mogul. I can't pronounce it. The embassy, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen them in a while. They haven't really been around him much.
It looks like Kenny Omega will make an appearance tonight. He has an important announcement. And I hope it's going to happen, or the Elite's going to attack him again like they did last week. Oh, boy.
There's Jericho and Big Bill in action.
Well, I'm not going to ask, but never mind.
I'm not looking forward to that at all. I don't know who wants to see that.
Who?
Anything with Edge right now is just cold.
What you mean?
I like Jericho. He's one of the best of all time. But
he needs to stick with just one name and that's it, or one nickname and that's it.
He needs a faction all the time. He can't go without having a faction. Like, he had the Inner Circle, and then he had JAS.
The Jericho Appreciation Society, but same thing.
And then the one time the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle came together. And now we got the Learning Tree. This is like his third or fourth faction.
Well, here's another thing though. I just heard Tony Khan. Well, I didn't hear him. I looked up an interview. He said he's going to regret or something about him wrestling against one of the Elite. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
Yeah, I seen where he was talking about that.
Great. It's going to be just like him. It's going to be just like Vince McMahon versus Steve Austin back in '98.
I don't know if Tony Khan could really get it. I don't know if he could seriously get in there and make it serious.
Well, I know Vince McMahon doesn't wrestle, and even though that all he does is just get a few wrestlers in the back who are professional, get in the ring and try to do his dirty work when he was a heel. But when he first appeared in the wrestling ring in '98, I think it was April 13th, 1998. It was him and Stone Cold for the WWE champion. Well, WWF champion back then. Next thing you know, it never happened because Dude Love, Mick Foley, interfered in the match.
That sounds like Mr. Man. Ethan, what's up?
I don't know. I can't imagine. Oh, well, what's going on, Ethan?
James Hayes. Thanks for watching. I remember that interview. Yes, if anyone hasn't seen that interview with the Pope, definitely go check it out. It's Wednesday. We all fans come in the stream to Saturn, his collaborate. Oranges.
It looks like peaches, but oranges.
Yes.
Well, where was I?
We're talking about Mr. Man.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Well, I can't imagine what Tony Khan's going to look like in his physique shape.
It'd be interesting to see if he actually got in the ring and try to wrestle. He said he wasn't going to try to, but
he is a chairman and all that, though. Why can't he just fire the Bucks? Oh yeah, that's right, because the Bucks are under what do they say, ironclad contract.
Yeah, they said they have something in their contract where they can't be fired. So
I know I can't say this, but I'll say this in 2 letters. That's a bunch of BS.
Oh man.
But I know. It's oh no, not him, not Don Callis.
And last week we did see Orange Cassidy leave with Don Callis. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I think I know what's going to happen. He's going to cost Orange Cassidy the match, and Trent is going to join the Don Callis family.
Well, last week we saw Orange Cassidy walk out with Don Callis. Orange Cassidy and Don Callis both together. So,
well, let's not forget. I know Don Callis, or the Jackal back then. He is a heel, a bad guy, an evil, pure evil villain.
He might be getting on commentary. I don't know.
All I can say is, well, go ahead, Connor.
No, I was just going to say no one wants him on commentary.
Well, he's been on commentary on Impact Wrestling until he got fired.
He should go back.
Speaking of which, and I know we shouldn't say his name. Well, did any updates on Scott D'Amore coming back to TNA or reinstated or what yet?
I haven't heard anything. I hope he comes to AEW and helps the booking of the show and stuff. Be less pressure off of Tony Khan.
We're visible. You're the wireless company.
You think Scott? You think that must be the announcement, Scott? You think that? Well, they're in Canada. That's what I'm thinking. I just thought about it. What might happen to Scott D'Amore shows up in AEW tonight?
They're in Canada. Scott D'Amore is from Canada, so it is possible that.
And I know he wants revenge on TNA for firing him for. What was the reason of him firing for no reason?
I don't know. No one really knows. So some say that he wanted to leave, or I don't know. No one really said why he got fired or what happened.
So technically, all I can say is there's no reason.
There's a reason, but no one really knows.
So as I said, and I just thought about it, they're in Canada tonight. So what might happen if Kenny Omega announced that Scott D'Amore will be joining him as one of the AEW, EVP producers and all the other what other board of directors they got named.
Let's talk to you.
AEW needs a board of directors.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
If that happens tonight, I'm just gonna say it. I was right.
Other guys, I was Backlash France last Saturday afternoon. I don't know if Chris watched it, but I thought it was really, really good. The crowd was crazy. I've never seen a crowd like that watching wrestling in my entire life.
Well, I didn't watch any of Backlash France because, for one reason, all I care about is some specific events though, featuring like some legends or superstars making their return for the first time in years.
Life's full of choices.
And I like Cody. I'm a fan of Cody Rhodes since for the first time in 6,000 days he finally finished his story.
Yeah, I thought Backlash was really good. The crowd was really good. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles was really good. What else? The opening match, Orton and Kevin Owens versus Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa was really good.
And the new person involved?
Oh yeah, Tonga Loa. That is Tama Tonga's brother. They're part of the bloodline or part of the Samoan family. There is one more brother of theirs that is not in WWE yet, and he's been on AEW actually and TNA. Hikuleo. They're all sons of Haku or Ming in WCW.
And what about this guy from MLW, Jacob Fatu?
Yeah, he's related to them in some way or fashion. I'm thinking he's related to Rakishi because Rakishi's last name is Fatu. I don't know. He's related to them somehow or some way. There's like some have Fatu, some of them have Tonga, some of them have what is the last name that Roman Reigns has? Hawaii, I believe that's his last name.
I don't know.
But yeah, Jacob Fatu is supposed to be coming pretty soon too. But
And what about the son of Umaga? I think he's still in ROW.
Zilla Fatu, yeah, he is Umanga's son. He'll be there eventually. I don't know if he'll be there anytime soon, but Zilla will be in WWE most definitely. Like at some point, he'll be there.
Well, WWE never mentioned the death of Umaga because, well, Umaga has been a former Intercontinental Champion.
Yep, he's also he teamed up Rosie, Roman Reigns' brother. The 3-minute warning. They were known as Rosie.
I think his name is Jamal.
Yeah, Rosie and Jamal. TNA is the show, and TNA just disbanded their TV show for all just so the entire wrestling promotion. I don't think they should go out of business because not everyone wants to go to AEW or WWE. Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, he didn't want to be with WWE. He doesn't want to go to AEW. So a third option for guys like him is, good because not everyone wants to go to AEW because AEW can only they've got so many people right now that hardly anyone's getting showcased regularly. Like no one's consistently being booked weekly because there's so many people. So third option of TNA, that's a good thing in wrestling. Moose, Jordan Grace. However, I do think Jordan Grace will be in WWE at some point. She was in the Royal Rumble this year, and Triple H talked good about her, and WWE really liked her. So I think you'll see Jordan Grace in WWE eventually. But TNA just needs to. They really shouldn't have fired Scott D'Amore. They really shouldn't have done that. But I hope they succeed as a company. I don't want to see them go out of business or anything.
Well, we all know Kenny. Well, up next after the conclusion of this match, it's Kenny Omega's announcement.
Oh shoot!
I don't know if you already seen the on the bottom left side, but it's coming up next after the conclusion of this match.
All hell's fixing to break loose, ladies and gentlemen.
And I hope the Elite doesn't show up again. And next thing you know, they'll be like interrupting, giving people fines and all that.
What if they actually false advertised? And he's not actually there.
Or that might be one of the reasons too. You know how how DX did back in early DX days.
Yeah, I could see them doing that.
If the Young Bucks did that though, if the Young Bucks did that, it's probably gonna be one of them dressed up as Kenny Omega. Next thing you know, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm retired. I got too many diseases on me."
What? Orange Cassidy, 2 to the win. 1, 2. Damn.
Does that count?
Orange Cassidy cheated.
Well, you should have spoiled that for me, Connor. Now I already know what's happened. Well, you're 10 seconds from me.
I think Orange Cassidy just lit a fire. And not a very good one either. Boom. Yep.
What happened?
We'll see.
And I just saw it.
Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy is not done yet. They're far from done. I bet we get a rematch at Double or Nothing or something. Still steps? Maybe. I don't know what he's setting up here. Sourcing Goat, thanks for watching. Good evening, all people knows. We definitely appreciate you watching. If anyone hasn't, definitely go check out Pro Wrestling Goat's Twitter account. He does Dynamite pre-shows and stuff, so definitely go check him out on Twitter.
Oh no, don't.
Damn.
He did it anyway.
Power driver on the steel steps. Trent Beretta's lost it.
Unless I'm wrong, we didn't see one. The only attempt was by Orange Cassidy to end this. But wait.
Ouch. Venus and Orange Cassidy to the hospital.
This is enough already. I mean, let's get some security out here. He's going to kill this kid.
I hope he puts Orange Cassidy out for a year.
And the Young Bucks can't do a damn thing about it. They're just loving it. They're just loving it.
John Callis was sitting there watching it. Chuck Taylor's injured. What is that? Is that a toolbox? I thought that was a brick or something. Toolbox, something. What are you doing out here?
Oh no, Don Callis is going to screw Orange Cassidy.
That's Chris Statlander. Yes, they're going to break these two up. Oh.
She can't believe what just happened here today. And realistically, Orange Cassidy, I don't know what shape he's in, but it's not good. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Orange Cassidy really lucky for the intervention of Don Callis. Earlier today, we witnessed the arrival of
Oh. Oh shit. Oh man.
All right, what a dump this place is.
Oh no.
Really?
Look who's here.
Nothing even available. Oh my God! Look at this guy. Oh, here. Hey! There's a spot. Hey, what are you doing, buddy? Watch out, bud. Move. Yeah, you mark. There you go. Move. Jeez. Get out the way. Oh, hey, what? Do you see what I see?
What the heck?
Spot right there. That is. Right. He's not going to be here, right? He's not here. He's still in Jacksonville. That's our spot now, huh? Hold up. Oh, look at that. Perfect.
They're parking in Tony Khan's
All
spot.
right, gentlemen. Should we go clock in? All right. Just another day, huh?
Oh god.
I took us.
I'm sorry. I know this is storyline and all that, but this is way too much drunkenness.
Parking reserved for Tony Khan.
A few months back, I was diagnosed with diverticulitis. Any sort of blunt force trauma to the stomach could kill you. For the first time in my career, I was scared. When I came out here, it made me realize I made a mission statement to change the world. A part of the power belongs to the best bout machine. I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm the best bout machine now.
Kenny is not cleared for any physicality. Think they give a damn? Oh, God! Carry the chair to the midsection.
EVP trigger. What's the BTE trigger? Hopefully Kenny Omega's actually there and it's not like we said it was going to be. I hope that we're wrong. I hope he's there.
Kenny Omega. Is this the best that you got?
What the heck?
You know, you're not as bad as
Now
you
I know.
think you are. But I hope that you had fun hitting all your old moves in your hometown for what's probably the last time in your entire life. But the thing that hurts me the most, Kenny, is that we needed you to be. When it came down to it, you were a coward, like everybody else. And the truth is, the elite doesn't need you anymore, and neither does AEW, because we are going to change the world without you. We all have to sacrifice, and you just made yours.
Well, we are not going to have to wait long to hear a response from Kenny Omega. Coming up next on Dynamite, Kenny, Executive
Kenny
Vice
Omega's up
President
next.
of All Elite,
Oh boy, it's probably going to be a costume of somebody, or
coming your way next.
as you said, Connor, a Young Bucks. It's going to be like it's going to be like an early DX move. Early, or what do they call it? An early DX setup.
Yeah, that's probably. I hope not. I hope he's actually there.
And trust me, I don't know what's going. Trust me, I don't know what's going on for the minds of the Young Bucks, though. Except all they care about is money and their God-given names. You know.
Everyone watching, do you guys think Kenny Omega's actually going to be there? Or do you think the Young Bucks are going to false advertise? Or they're going to come out and pretend to be Kenny Omega? What do you guys think in the comments?
Let us know. It's going to be like an early DX move. Technically the early versions of DX move, like that time when Shawn Michaels came down from the rafters as the Undertaker.
Anything's possible.
And everybody thought it was the Undertaker coming down from the roof, but instead it was Shawn Michaels dressed up as the Undertaker.
Yeah. Oh, ignore the time that DX dressed up like you know,
The McMahons.
I can't say it's a controversial.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't say it, but I can say this. July 13, 1998. And
That
we didn't
wouldn't
know we didn't know what was going on back then until I realized that now.
stuff like that wouldn't fly these days.
And I don't know we should talk about it on this podcast though, and all that.
If anyone knows what we're talking about, you probably know what we're getting at. So,
But I'll give you another Canadian person who was dressed up as one of the other. Jason Sensation.
Jason Sensation. Sounds familiar.
Let's just say he dressed up as Owen Hart. Next thing you know, he'll be like, Dug it. But you know the deal, the real deal.
Collision's back Saturday.
Along with Rampage. Is Rampage still coming on Friday or is it still Saturday?
I think it's going to be a 3-hour show on Saturday, but I hope not. I don't like 3-hour stuff.
I don't know what's going on with these people. I don't know what's going on with TNT and TBS these days.
It's the NBA playoffs and NHL.
I must apologize. I know I don't.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I wish I could have been there in person.
Omega's not here.
But it turns out that your EVP's another
Oh, here we go.
15 years, you guys were like family to me. And yet here we are. Well, here I am at the ER.
Anarchy in the Arena, part of Double or Nothing, coming up on Sunday, May 26th, where it all started at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las
That
Vegas.
was not right.
Another match, of course, will be for the
That was the
AEW
best one,
Women's
Lord.
World Title as the champion, Timeless Toni Storm, will defend against this lady right now. Let's bring out the Professor, Serena Deeb. Just 1 week ago at Dynamite, where we found out
Got Anarchy in the Arena for Double or Nothing. Confirmed the Elite versus FTR and 2 people unannounced. If it's Motor City Machine Guns, how could they be Team AEW when they haven't even been in AEW hardly at all? They made like 1 appearance, 1 or 2 appearances, and that's it. They're not with AEW, they're not Team AEW.
Serena,
There should be John Moxley and someone else that's Team AEW.
My question is, are you ready to go for the world title?
Serena Dweeb.
Your thoughts going into that match against Toni Storm?
First of all, what's up, Edmonton? Thank you, Shivani. It's great to be here with you, and it's great to be here live on Dynamite. To answer your question, yes, of course I'm excited. I'm wrestling for the Women's World Championship in Las Vegas at Double or Nothing. And I'm wrestling the great Toni Storm. And I know, I'm aware, everybody loves Toni Storm, myself included. Love Toni Storm. I'm also very aware of this narrative going around of people saying Deeb is not going to be able to defeat Toni Storm. And, you know, as much as that upsets me to hear, I also get it. And so I thought it was important for me to come out here tonight and explain my reasons why losing at Double or Nothing is not an option for the Professor. Several months ago, I finally made my in-ring return to AEW after a very long 15 months on the shelf. And it was the hardest, without a doubt, hardest 15 months of my entire life. So for people that don't know, that are not aware of the story, last year I suffered a series of 3 unprovoked seizures. And it was the hardest experience I've ever had in my life. It was the most traumatic experience. I can't explain to you how scary it was. This weight on my shoulders at all times of the possibility of it happening again. It was so scary. And I saw all the doctors, I did all the brain scans, I did everything to try to figure out why this happened, and I couldn't figure it out. Nobody could explain to me why this was happening. And from what I've learned about seizures, and there's probably some people in this building and some people watching at home that have had seizures. The hardest part is that a lot of times you don't know what caused the seizures. And so I had all this time to reflect and think about what I wanted and what I needed at this point in my career. The thing that stuck in my mind was this vision, this dream of finally becoming AEW Women's World Champion. And it was this vision that, despite all the fear and the uncertainty and the confusion, I carried this vision in my head, and I just imagined, I dreamed of what it would be like to finally become world champion.
Indeed.
Speaking of the AEW Women's World Champion, about to be graced by the presence of Timeless Toni Storm herself.
Oh boy.
World Champion.
I thought I was going to hear from my challenger, but all I heard was a charity case. So here, you better take this.
What the hell?
Tony, I highly suggest that you start giving a shit and you start taking this seriously. I have quite literally fought for my life, and at Double or Nothing, I'm going to fight for my life to finally become AEW Women's Champion.
I just want to say gone through, Serena, I can honestly tell you that I don't give a single solitary shit.
Toni Storm paying no respect to her challenger.
Ooh, Sandy punches Toni Storm. Not only punches her, but knocks her out.
Toni Storm got knocked out cold. That's a sucker punch, in my opinion. Well, it will be Double or Nothing. May 26th, MGM Grand Garden Arena. Live on pay-per-view. Timeless Toni Storm defense for AEW Women's World Championship against Serena Deeb. And right now, our colleague Lexi Nair is standing by.
I don't think she'd be knocked out with one punch.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but she didn't hit her that hard.
You just went through hell. Are you all right? I just wanted to come and check on you. Listen, tonight I've got the opportunity against 1/3 of the Trios champion. I just got off the phone with Tony Khan himself, who's in Jacksonville. And he said, if I beat Jay tonight, you, me, and a partner of our choice, we get a Trios championship title shot. Listen, it could be you, me, and Ishii. It could be you, me, and Shibata. Maybe we mend the fences and get you, me, and Trent back together. What? No. We'll figure it out. Good luck out there, man. Thanks, man.
Well, high stakes for the Rocky Romero Switchblade Jay White match. We're going to go to the ring. Justin Roberts, Tony Schiavone is joining us back at the desk. I got a big question. Justin, take it away.
Paul, thanks for watching. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Chris?
Doing pretty good, Mr. Paul.
I'm constantly, perpetually scouting. This is an exciting time. Tony Khan's doing a great job back in Jacksonville. Everyone's clicking.
Sorry, I was just watching TV on there, watching the wrestling.
Kenny Omega's probably going to be out for a long time.
Because
he had to have that surgery. And he couldn't return to having that surgery in May. And they said that he would be out for...
Well, speaking of Don Callis, though, where's Taz? I haven't seen him though in a while.
He said on Twitter that he wasn't going to be on tonight. That he'll be back next week. He has some kind of health issue or something. But Kenny Omega is in May. He's supposed to be out for at least 8 or 9 months, so he'll miss this entire year. And he'll probably miss some of next year too. So he won't be back till probably around this time in 2025. He'll be out for a while. And MJF will be back before him. If anyone doesn't know, MJF had surgery. I don't know what kind of surgery he had, but he was trying to do physical therapy to avoid having surgery, but it did not work, so he had to have surgery. So he's going to be even longer. If he would have just had the surgery, he'd been back sooner, but since he waited and tried to do physical therapy and it didn't work, he's going to be out even longer. They're the two big boys to AEW. Adam Cole should be back pretty soon, though, so they'll have him.
Don't remind me about Adam Cole.
He's out of the boot now, so he should be back in ring pretty soon. I'd say before All In, he should be back. He should be back maybe after Double or Nothing, maybe.
Even though the wrestling is under siege thanks to those EVPs.
Yeah, back to back. Collision of Rampage on Saturday, 3-hour show.
What is going on with the cameras?
I don't know what the hell you want.
What's going on?
scenes. Crowds like he always did.
He's worried behind the scenes.
Yes. Worried about
Either it's the Young Bucks or
Stuck in the hospital.
somebody.
Jack Perry and his
What the
former friend.
hell?
he had that coming. That's been coming for months.
We know that FTR is going to be on Team AEW.
I don't see anything on my end.
Will join them for Anarchy in the Arena coming up on May 26th.
Smart
What
thing.
did you
Like
get?
they're changing camera angles every time, like
Greatest tag
to the
team ever.
stage and back to the ring.
Pretty strong idea. Would fill
He
out
goes
those
to the
two remaining
stage.
slots, but right now, Mariah
And back to the ring only took about 1 second, then went back to the ring.
and now punishing her opponent.
I think it's the Young Bucks or probably the, as you said, Connor, the Motor City Machine Guns,
That will
or
really
whoever is going to be the next two teams with FTR.
When they spin you around like that.
Mariah May now being tended to by Saraya at ringside, and timeless Tony Storm probably icing her jaw in the back after that right hand from the professor, Tony. Absolutely.
Tony went flat, man. And Luther had to come pick her up and get her out. She may still be out after that one.
She needs to make sure Luther's on the job a little more often here, so it prevents things like that happening.
Great to see Saraya back for the first time and since Ruby Soho, like, you know.
Yeah, it's been a
Keep
while.
having the same dream, Doc.
Had to drop that storyline because she got pregnant. Pretty slow, did. So.
So technically, her and Cool Hand Ange are a thing now, for real, if I'm right.
Yeah, they're actually together.
My first championship in Houston.
I didn't think they were, but they're actually a real life
Not
couple.
winning a championship. Kitty, let's try and stay positive. Oh, I'm positive he didn't win a ring.
Yeah. Let's see who's gonna be.
Why would I use kayak to compare 100 sites?
You know, it's been a while. You know what else though? It's been a while since AEW's been to Mississippi or Tennessee. I know they were in Memphis back in October that we went to.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, 9 months in Tennessee, and in live TV about 4 or 5 years, and in 4 or 5 years in live TV in Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what else though? It's been a year now since we went to see AEW in Tupelo for the first time, even though it was a, as they always say, house event.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
as they call it, house rules.
Yeah, they don't do any more of those shows anymore. House rules.
Since you, as you said, Collision started.
Yeah, once that started, they stopped doing it because it was on Saturdays, and they did. But they could still do house rules. Like last week, they didn't have Collision, so they could have had a house rules somewhere. Like the weeks that they don't do a Collision, they could do a house rules show because they have so much time that's not being used. That those house shows really got a lot of people. It wasn't on TV. They got some reps in. We saw Sean Spears. We saw Max Caster by himself. We saw Big Bill. And maybe Ricky Starks was with them.
The Bush guy, old and smooth survival skills.
No, it was Lee Moriarty
Jimmy becomes
and
man.
Big Bill.
Be ready to signal rescue.
So the Hardys. Saw a bunch of people at this house rules.
Yeah, and we did do those vlogs and the video and the YouTube video of House Rules in Tupelo.
It's the side hug.
Yeah, those are on the channel if anyone hasn't seen them.
And also we also did do the before House Rules, we also did the SmackDown taping that happened 22 years ago as of May 23rd, 2002. Well, tape May 21st, but it was tape delayed to May 23rd.
Yeah.
So technically it wasn't a live reaction, as you said, Connor. It was more like a watch along.
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Mariah
Yeah.
May, Harley Cameron going one-on-one. Mariah looking to turn things around.
As soon as the podcast is over with, Connor, you and I are gonna have a little conversation
Saraya there.
off live on about something familiar we talked about last night.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss about that after Dynamite.
Got 11 minutes before the face-to-face between Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage.
Well, here's another question, though. Is Christian Cage going to be by himself, or he's going to have the Patriarch on his side?
He'll probably have a lot of people with him.
He's going to have Nick Wayne. He's going to have his mother. He's going to have Kill Switch. He's going to try to do everything he possibly can to win that AEW World Champion.
Yeah, he's going to try to.
I'm not going to like it every bit of it, though, if that happens. All I can say is the Young Bucks just screwed Swerve Strickland. If that happens on May 26th.
That's a great question. It seemed like Kenny Omega had a pretty strong idea and not wait to find out. But look at it. Oh, wait. Sky high there by Mariah May. Didn't neutralize the shoulders, allowing Harley Cameron to kick out. Poor weight distribution on that one. One thing almost had her, though. Yeah, one thing Harley Cameron's been able to do is use her
This match be over with already. I already know Brian May's going to win.
That experience very tough to overcome, but the jawbreaker there.
I wonder if they're going to have an AEW Fight Forever Season 5.
Intercepted.
If that happens.
And possibly will. Saraya was standard to be in AEW Fight Forever. And she wasn't in Season 4. So they got to put her in the game at some point since they scanned her and everything. So there possibly will be a Season 5 with Saraya in the game and 2 other wrestlers. It's a possibility there could be a Season 5. I won't feel confident getting any new match types or anything like that, but I really want like a triple threat ladder match, a fatal 4 ladder match, tag team ladder match. You can't do a tables match. You can't do a submission match. You can't do an Iron Man match. There's so much stuff you can't do.
Well, Saraya deserves it.
Uh-oh. Oh, what was that? That was weird. What was that? Did you see that? It looked like a string attached to Mariah May or something. I don't know what that was.
I don't know why they're both. I don't know. They're both heels and all that.
That just something to do, I guess. What the hell? What the heck was that?
Told ya.
It's like you were expecting someone to come out there. Stupid. Who the hell is that supposed to be? Zero crowd reaction. Gross.
Well, Timeless Tony Storm is still knocked out, according might be to her.
No. Gross. This is the kind of stuff I don't want to watch.
Time we saw you at Dynasty, you had a great match against Okada, and now with the return of Rey Fenix, might we see Death Triangle back in action?
I'll be honest with you. At this moment in time, I am not concerned with death. Let's bring that little microphone over here. I think I can help with the confusion in the situation here. Nobody is concerned with Death Triangle because Death Triangle is D-E-A-D. Death. That's right. What you need to be concerned with is yourself. Like the little lady said, you're coming off a loss.
Is it me or is Pac getting a little bigger?
Seems a little bit.
It looks like he's been in a wrestling match or something already.
Intercontinental Championship. Did he just say the Intercontinental Championship?
I don't know. I don't know either that or he did say the Intercon or he said Continental.
Or the Continental. The AEW Continental Championship. I thought you said the Intercontinental. Like, what the hell? You're in the wrong company, dude. You're in the. You might want to. You probably should have done that. Pat looking like that. Yeah, he looked like he gained a few pounds there. I like Pac. He's one of my favorites. But yeah, it definitely looked like he had put on some weight there.
He kind of looks like a burger Sheamus. Ah!
Burger after burger after burger after burger. The way he says it in his accent. Well, not Drew McIntyre said that to Sheamus, but he's already lost a lot of weight already. Sheamus has. Deadpool Party, thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, if you haven't already. Also, if anyone is interested in WWE content, we do have a sister channel called the Worldwide of Wrestling. No. Yeah, the Worldwide of Wrestling podcast. We do weekly, or when we can, we do Raw, SmackDown live reactions. We probably will do a SmackDown live reaction this Friday. We're fixing to get more active on that channel. Me and Mr. Jacobs have been doing it. We're looking to get more active on that channel, doing more Raw and SmackDown live reactions, and possibly some WWE 2K24 content. And some other stuff too. We've talked about doing some other stuff, like fantasy booking or something. If any of you are interested in that, definitely go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. A link in the chat, I should say.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a live reaction for King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring.
Speaking of 2K24, Connor, have you got the game yet?
Yeah, I got WWE 2K24.
Which version? The digital or the physical disc?
I got the digital version. The reason I got the digital version was because I wanted to get the pre-order bonus with Cody Rhodes.
Well, don't forget though, ECW pack is coming out May 15th, featuring the Dudleys and the Sandman.
Yeah, I bought the season pass.
Man, you're lucky, you're lucky, and I don't have the PlayStation 5 yet.
CM Punk's gonna be in it. In the ECW.
I know.
It's gonna be him, Sandman, and Dudley Boys, I believe.
Yeah. I might need to borrow your PlayStation 5, but since you don't want anyone messing with it, is there any way we could do a multiplayer on there?
Yeah, it's probably possible.
Yeah.
Like
I might have to do some creations on there. Well, sometimes I like to create ourselves in there, like a time you and me and Brandon and Errol.
Yeah, the War Games.
Yeah. But this is going to be a little different, though. I mean, and all that. But and I know you don't want to show yourself in the mix on AEW or your own podcast,
Apartments.com.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, I put our channel link in the description. Maybe we could do some on that channel. We want to do some WWE 2K24 stuff.
Yeah.
Put on there. Do some different stuff. So.
Know what you mean.
The only gameplay I've done is AEW Fight Forever. And it takes a long time to edit all that stuff.
And you know what else, though? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I never seen any daily AEZ daily lately. I guess it's been on. I guess it's on hold for a while until we got more viewers or something.
Well, it's hard to. We haven't stopped doing them. It's just trying to find enough people who want to do them. The same people want to do them, but no one else wants to do them. Like the main ones to do it is Siren, you, and Mr. Jacobs. Some of the others, it's hard to get them to do anything. So I do want to start do. I want to do them weekly because it's AZ Daily, but hopefully we can get back to doing that pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, whatever and all that.
I'll put in the group chat and try to start it back up next Monday.
Well, I know we're not supposed to talk about this till we're off the air, but I can say this: if anyone who hasn't watched Backlash in France, WWE next year's WrestleMania 41, will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. At the what is it called? The Arrogant Stadium.
Yeah.
In 2019, visionary
Something like that.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson made it their mission to
Oh
change
boy.
professional wrestling for the better, even in the face of those who sought only to defy this noble calling.
Oh no.
EVPs never falter in their pursuit. Now, standing arm in arm,
Young Bucks doing all this stuff.
cause the elite change the world. Wow. What a wonderful piece
This
of
is probably the Young Bucks idea.
race. We need more of that. You know what we need less of? Updates from Kenny Omega. That fraud. Yeah. We'll address that later tonight, right? Right. Yeah. Good. What do you want? What is next? What's that format? He deserves a raise. We need more of that. You know what we need less of? Updates from Kenny Omega. That fraud. Yeah. We'll address that later tonight, right?
Oh God. Not Swerve, the Young Bucks.
You watch Backlash, Chris?
To answer your question, Davis and Connor, no, I did not.
He was outnumbered last week, Tony, but he said that wouldn't always be the case.
But I did see the results though, and some of the scenes leading up to the main event.
Card was really good. Card
The
was
next,
hot.
the next pay-per-views are King and Queen of the Ring.
And then Money in the Bank. Toronto,
We also
Canada.
got some international pay-per-views like Bash in Berlin, Germany, and we also got Drew McIntyre's hometown in I think it's Glasgow, Scotland, at a Clash of Champions. No, a Clash of the Castle at the castle.
Yeah, that seems right. And they announced the other pay-per-views this year. SummerSlam is the only pay-per-view so far. Well, the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania was in the United States, but the next pay-per-view that's going to be in the U.S. is only SummerSlam. There's no word on where Survivor Series will be at, or Fastlane, or any of the others. So
You're talking about Survivor Series War Games now?
yeah, last year was in Chicago. It could be in Chicago again, but I doubt it.
You said you're going to SummerSlam in the Miz's hometown, I think, of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to travel. I mean, I'm not trying to be jealous or anything. If anyone's wondering or hearing me out, you got to travel to a lot, and I'm stuck here in, technically in our home state of Mississippi.
I want you to get your
But anyway, back to the interview.
Yeah. Pixar might go on trips, but we'll be going possibly to another one, as we talked about earlier. Christian Cage. Christian Cage.
Oh boy. Hope there isn't a setup.
You watch Luchasaurus or Killswitch come behind Swerve and beat him up.
Well, look at this. Our world heavyweight champion standing right there in the middle of the ring in the self-proclaimed. I hate to break it to you, Edmonton. I hate to break it to you, Edmonton. There won't be any championship this year. Because in a couple hours, I can't wait to watch the Canucks stomp the Edmonton Oilers. Now, speaking of stomping out, that's exactly what happened to you in that ring last week, isn't it, Swerve? People are saying it was sick and disgusting when we ripped out one of your dreads. But Swerve.
Yeah, I remember that last week. He pulled out his hair.
Because I've decided every week I am going to take some. Shut your mouths while conducting my business. I've decided every single week I am going to take something from you until I ultimately take what it is that I want. Now, you've been riding this huge wave of momentum, and you've ridden it all the way to the World Heavyweight Championship. But the funny thing about waves is they always crash.
Mm-hmm.
And at Double or Nothing, it's going to crash at my feet. Swerve, you are not in my league. I am the patriarch of AEW. I am the face of TBS. I am the face of TNT. And I deserve to stand at the top of the mountain as the World Heavyweight Champion. But after Double or Nothing, when the dust is settled, Swerve, I said shut your mouths while I'm conducting my business. You can take comfort in knowing when your walls are crashing in, when Swerve's house has been foreclosed on, that you can see gold whenever you want, even though you won't be the champion anymore. All you'll have to do is look yourself in the mirror and you can see those stupid gold teeth. Unless I take those from you right now.
Swerve Strickland is out.
Tuesday on the ground.
Wasn't coming alone.
What is this now?
Was outnumbered. Look out as the mobile embassy.
So here we go. Got Brian Cage.
Brian Cage having the back of Swerve Strickland.
And they, yep.
Patriarchy, Tony.
This is tremendous, Christian. They didn't expect this at all. I want you to get in this ring
Uh-oh.
so I can beat your ass down like Kendrick Lamar did to Drake this past.
What if they turn on Swerve?
And that won't be the last time that someone from the West Coast took out a fake father from Toronto. Come on, get in here. Be the face of TBS, of TNT, the patriarch of AEW. You got here from playing the politic game. I had to work my ass off and get beat down and get back up to be AEW World Champion. Don't you forget that.
I'm thinking they're going to turn on Swerve.
So I dare you. Come get it. Come take my goatee.
Oh boy. Oh boy. It's probably gonna be a setup by Christian Cage.
You won't. That'll put Christian in a very uncomfortable position, wouldn't it? And we all know when Christian's faced in an uncomfortable position, he's going to say, I quit.
Flashbacks to his match against Edge. in Toronto.
Wow. He shut Christian Cage up. That's not easy to do. Wait, what?
I knew it.
What? Set up?
From the back. And now look at his con.
Yep, it's a setup. I knew it.
This is going
Christian Cage was one step ahead.
This was Swerve's backup. Not anymore. Look at this. Look at Leona. I mean, just a monster. What in the hell is this all about? This had to be some money or... I mean, who knows? Maybe Mobile Legacy feel left behind by the AEW World Champion. Who knows what the hell?
Ooh.
Christian might be leaving with those
That's pretty good power bomb, whatever you want to call it. Christian Cage negates the agony, turn on slow Strickland. Christian Cage was just one step ahead. Now they're going out to referees now? We're going to talk to referees.
While Christian is truly behind this, this is a masterstroke. Brian Cage was barking in the face of Swerve Strickland and now. Oh my God!
Ooh, threw him out of the ring.
Cage just sent Christian over the top.
I don't know what the hell this is. What are we going to do? Move the whole damn table?
This is even worse than the Young Bucks.
They don't know what they're doing. They got punched to the table or not? Well, that's interesting. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony turn on Swerve Strickland. Yeah, pretty dull. I'm a big Brian Cage fan, and that was kind of dull.
Yeah, me too. It's the start of a very fruitful working relationship. Right on. Right on. Thank you again, everybody. Great stuff. Great show. Hey, everybody, come on. Give me the energy, all right? Swerve's going to feel that one in the morning, huh? Yeah. That wouldn't be considered a bitch move. What happened to him? No. Not at all. Let's keep this energy up, guys. Come on. Yeah. Next segment. Great show. Great show. Way to go, you. Yeah. Yeah. Took your shirt in. Yeah. Good call. Well, this a very unexpected turn of events. Where am I supposed to sit now? This is insane. Great you question. Bring me out here and it's total carnage. Is Swerve Strickland even going to make it to Vegas? Is he going to make it to Double or Nothing with an attack like this? Did you hear what Christian said to the EVPs? He said, "Great idea." That's exactly what he said. So you know who's behind all this. Three pretty smart guys there. Nonetheless, Christian Cage, Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing. That's not the only thing happening at Double or Nothing. 1 week ago, we saw Willow Nightingale defend her TBS championship. It was a Manitoba massacre. It was wild. It was no holds barred. It was evil. It was sadistic. And it was a win for Willow Nightingale defending her TBS
It's been a
Championship.
very interesting episode of Dynamite. Very different from the last 2 weeks.
Mercedes Moné is clear. Let's go back to Arcadiora.
Please welcome the TBS champion, Willow Nightingale. Willow, as we just saw last Wednesday, you retained your TBS championship in
Ooh,
a
Nightingale's
Manitoba
gonna
massacre
black eye.
against Sky Blue. Let's start with how are you feeling?
Physically, I'm not feeling super great. I've got this sick shiner here. But emotionally, spiritually, you can never beat this smile off my face.
Well, we are just mere weeks away from your showdown with one of the biggest names in pro wrestling, a name you know well, Mercedes Moné. Are you ready for Double or Nothing?
Of course I'm ready for Double or Nothing. I'm ready for any challenge, whether that be a Dynamite match, Rampage, Collision, any sort of international challenger. So Double or Nothing is really just another stop in being a champion. So the question isn't if I'm ready. The question, Arcady, really is Mercedes Moné ready? So Mercedes, are you ready? Are you ready for me? Are you ready for Double or Nothing? Because last time we stepped foot in the same ring, I walked out the victor. And I have so much respect for you. I really do feel sorry that you got hurt and that was the end of your in-ring year. But since then, I've been on the run of my life.
there,
I've
Chris?
become the New
Yeah,
Japan
I'm just watching this
I
too.
won the Owen Cup, and now I'm your TBS champion. So you might win all the red carpet opportunities, you might win the headlines, you might win all that kind of attention. But in a professional wrestling match, I am going to be the winner. May 26th in Las Vegas, you better be ready. So, are you ready for the fight of our lives?
Willow Nightingale, some impassioned words for the CEO, Mercedes Moné, and we will hear from Mercedes later on tonight in our broadcast.
Who's this supposed to be? Jay White?
Talking to me?
Oh, they have 3 belts. Got the pink. Oh, they got the old AEW Trios belts back. Still don't know why they have the pink ones. That's kind of weird. Those belts don't mean anything anymore. Like, I thought them putting it on Bullet Club Gold would be good, but they haven't done anything with them since they won them. Like, they won those titles at Dynasty and haven't done a damn thing with them. They haven't defended the title. They defended it once on, like, Collision. And it was against, of course, Top Flight and Action Andretti. Like, that's probably the only trio that they have going for those titles. They don't have anybody else. Like, Top Flight and Action Andretti is pretty much the only trio that they have to go against. If anyone else, House of Black, they can't do. Death Triangle, they're probably not going to do that. Dark Order, I could do that, but I mean, I guess Rocky Romero and Orange Cassidy and whoever could do it. If Rocky Romero wins, of course. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. Good and back.
Could be the opening he
Sorry about
needed.
that. Zero.
Fans, DraftKings Sportsbook is official partner of AEW. New customers bet
Yeah.
$5 and $150.
Got Jay White and
Rocky
Rocky
Romero.
Sign up with promo code Dynamite.
Rocky
DraftKings
Romero.
Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And now,
Is Jay White got a concussion or something, or is he selling out?
I don't know. Yo.
this match turning in favor of Rocky
Well,
Romero.
you know, I didn't mean selling out. I mean like
Grin of the
selling the concussion thing.
Trios champions, the Bang Bang Gang. Jay White right now is on rubber legs here. Look at this.
Close body.
Tremendous veteran offense.
Daniel, thanks for watching. Oh, Adam Copeland turns heel after his feud or joins House of Black. If he turns heel, I'd probably be joining House of Black, but
Up to his feet in the corner.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if he went heel. He did that with the Judgment Day, but this would be a little bit different than the Judgment Day. So that'd be interesting to see if he did. After he's gonna beat Brody King tonight. After he wins that, they'll probably announce. Maybe not tonight, but next week or soon they'll announce Edge versus Malachi Black. Oh, that was close.
Tell you, Rocky's got him well scouted. Rocky the running slice, Brad. Rocky, is he gonna do it? 1, 2, no, again, Jay White.
There's no way Rocky Romero's winning this. Unless someone takes out, because the guns are right there. It's really 3 against 1.
Be careful here. Rocky lands on his.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I am so late.
Rocky on the top of his head, and now
Yeah. Very good, man. So you ain't missing nothing there.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, quarter.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't sound too happy about that ending.
It's been all right, so I don't know what the hell they think they're doing, but circus is in town.
The circus is in town.
Yeah, like came to town. Jay White, of course, wins.
Is Kenny Omega making an appearance tonight? Or has he
Sort
already
of.
done it? Or
Sort of, he did.
I'm just now getting home. I'm just not catching up to stuff.
He was on the show, but not really on the show. He was like from the hospital. I guess he was about to have surgery or something.
Oh, okay.
Basically made a match official for Double or Nothing. Oh, bastard Pat. He doesn't look right. What happened? What happened to Pat? He doesn't look good. What'd you do, man?
It's been through the mill.
What did you do? You done something? This isn't Pac.
Looks a bit different. Looks a bit off, but I mean, you know.
Death Triangle against Bullet Club Gold. That could be a good match. Ray Phoenix is back now, so that is possible now to do that. Samoa Joe. Yeah, we ain't heard a damn thing from him since winning the world title.
A lot of people think that it's ambition, that it's a need to conquest.
I like to see him in MMA again. He did some MMA before.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, basically made a match official for Double or Nothing that it would be the Elite versus Team AEW, a team put together by Kenny Omega, basically. The Young Bucks, Jack Perry, and Okada versus FTR and 2 other people to be announced.
Interesting.
That's not the part that I mean, there's some other parts of the show that was hit or miss, I guess. I'm a big Brian Cage fan, And after what I see, even I can say that was horrible. It just felt awkward. No one knew. It felt like you're watching WCW. Nobody knows what they're doing. Like you know
That's
those
crazy
moments.
because we talked about that before. We've talked about that here before about how it turned into OWCW.
Well, it was just this one spot where like they were just trying to pick him up or whatever, and it took them like 10 minutes just to figure out what they were doing.
Introducing Domino's new New York style pizza.
Like you know those spots where like
It's made with our fresh
a wrestler's being stretched out and they just sit there and they don't know what they're doing and try to figure out how to put it. Kind of felt like that. They didn't know what they were doing.
Kind of like WrestleMania 7 when Papa Shango was supposed to interfere in the match between Hulk Hogan and Psycho Sid. I think it's
Oh yeah, I remember that. He was late for his cue. Yeah.
No, it wasn't WrestleMania 7. It was WrestleMania 8. My bad.
I was listening to a story recently. I forgot who it was, but they were during commercial break, and it was a commercial song, and they thought it was their cue to go. So they make their entrance during commercial break, and they
That's
thought
hilarious.
that was their music. So the referee tells them, you just came out during commercial break. So he doesn't get no entrance. He's out there in the ring. He gets a jobber entrance on himself.
Yeah, the jobber entrance.
On himself too. He wasn't supposed to. He just runs out there during commercial break. And I forget who it was that said that. It was someone here recently. I believe it was on one of WWE's WWE on A&E or something maybe. I don't know who it was.
I think I know who you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I do.
It was someone from it. It had to have been on the WWE, like on the A&E stuff, the National Treasures, or the rivalries. It had to have been something. I can't remember what it was from though.
All this with no hidden fees. And yep, it's all on one line. Because you shouldn't need to share a plan to save on
I know what you mean. About the as I said, the WrestleMania 8 about the Papa Shango missing his cue and all that.
I mean, when you're just watching it and you don't know what's going on, it looks funny as hell. Like, what the hell are they doing? What the hell's going on with them? Are they on something?
Yeah.
Or what about back in 2011? I was watching a YouTube video of it was supposed to be Mark Henry versus Sin Cara. Sin Cara never came out. Next thing you know, Mark Henry's just raging out of control.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think that was like did somebody pull a prank on him or something?
Yeah, you don't pull a prank on him. He's not really a prankster type person, in my opinion.
It could be. I think that's the one you're talking about because I heard a story about somebody pulling the music on him, and like he got so pissed off because it wasn't his time. Like somebody was fooling him.
I know
it could have been him or somebody. It could be him or somebody else.
No,
Ahmed Johnson. Yeah, it's Ahmed Johnson.
It was Owen Hart and David.
Oh no! Here comes Chris Jericho, the learning tree, with his back to his trunks again.
Well, I believe that happened to Mark Henry as well.
I'm pretty sure it did. Because I'm sure I heard a story of that happening to Mark Henry too.
Mark Henry doesn't. He's not like he's not a person that really prank wrestles or anything. He's on that show Swerve, and he doesn't like to be touched. And they knew that, so they had a fan come up and hug him, or whatever.
Yeah. And Mark, you guys remember when Mark Henry just throw one of the producers, like Nick, he just throw them to the other side of the other side. Just hope he didn't land on concrete or anything bad.
I'm sure they had I'm pretty sure they had padding down there, but watching it on TV, it looked like he killed the dude.
Don Cal said this team's the Harlem Heat 2.0. Hell no.
Harlem Heat 2.0.
Ain't nothing like the Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat 2.0.
Hell no, they're not. There ain't gonna be no. At least you gotta be 7 foot. You gotta be built to be at least half the size of Stevie Ray and Booker T.
Right. I mean, because that was a big team.
I guess. I don't know where you got that from.
What about the Harlem Heat 2000 with the guy we interviewed, Ahmed Johnson, or Big T and Stevie
I
Ray?
I can't lie to you, Chris. As much as a fan as I am of Ahmed Johnson, I was never really a fan of Harlem Heat 2000. I was never a fan of that. The original Harlem Heat was always the best.
Was that in WCW?
Well,
Yeah.
technically at the last WCW before WWE bought it.
Yeah.
Well, remaining months of it,
That sounds like a WCW thing.
Yeah, and
Harlem
they
Heat.
thing is they tore apart the original team, and they put Ahmed Johnson with Stevie Ray, and not against Ahmed Johnson or Big T as they called him, I think back then. No knock against him. I was just never a fan of the reboot of Harlem Heat. It just wasn't. It didn't work for me. And then they treated Booker T like crap up until he won the heavyweight belt. They took away his pyro, they took away everything from him for a while, and then like he just he kind of had to kind of come back to glory, I guess you can say. But like the way they did that in WCW, it was all Vince Russo. It was all him. How he tore down the Harlem Heat and just made them look like jackasses.
Yeah. See, they had so many people in charge of booking. They had Eric Bischoff and that Kevin Sullivan, and they had Vince Russo, and then they had it was someone each week. I saw Corrupto. It was something else.
Yeah.
I do like that Vince Russo wanted to put the title on Booker T, and that's when the Bash at the Beach 2000.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about. That's one thing that I do agree that he did he did right was like that he wanted to do right is that he wanted to have Booker T win the belt. That was one thing I did agree with.
And they actually did it that same night. Hulk Hogan won the belt. And then, of course, what happened. You don't know what happened. Vince Russo tells Jeff Jarrett to lay down. Hogan pins him. No one knows what's going on, really. And then
the fans are like, "What the hell?"
Vince Russo comes back out and says, "We'll never see that piece of shit back in here again." And then Jeff Jarrett's still the champion, and we get Jeff Jarrett, Booker T, and Booker T is your new world champion. It was a very weird, not really good show because of that, but the ending of Booker T winning was pretty good.
Yeah, that made it worthwhile because I remember watching it when it was live happening, and I was like, "What the hell are they doing?"
See, I wish I would have lived through some of that stuff.
Well, that's a botch.
That's a huge botch. I see what you're talking about, Chris.
Wait, what happened?
He's right there in Chris Benoit's home state. Home country land.
Chris brought back the shorts. I've noticed Chris Jericho brought back his trunks.
He's still in Calgary.
Sometimes we make a mistake, but we learn from mistakes. That's what the learning.
Tonight's not AEW.
I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this whole learning tree thing. I don't know if I'm liking that.
I don't like it. He has too many factions now. He had the Inner Circle, then the JAS, and the Learning Tree. What's next? Full House?
I mean, honestly, Chris Jericho almost lost me at the Wizard, but he brought it all back. Whenever he brought back, Lionheart, he almost lost me at the Wizard.
The only Chris Jericho I like is the Painmaker because his T-shirt, hell is coming for you.
Those are some pretty nice shirts, though.
My favorite version of Jericho is, I think a lot of people would say is Y2J.
Yeah.
That was, that's when he first came to WWE. The countdown they were showing each week, and I like Painmaker though and Lionheart. It's just some of this recent stuff, like the Wizard, and then
the Ocho.
Yeah, and then what was it? 69?
Ocho was kind of funny.
What was it? 689 or something?
It was actually a 62 or 61 minute man.
Yeah, I didn't make it was some of the recent stuff he's been doing. It's not hitting like it normally would for Jericho. Normally he could do a new gimmick and he'd make it work. Like Kevin Owens and him, that was on paper, it didn't look like it'd work, but he made it work.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Why do you think that is nowadays? That some of his gimmicks are kind of hit or miss. Why do you think that is now? You think his age?
I don't think he has anyone to feud with that can make it. Because when he did the Champion, he had Cody Rhodes and Moxley, and those are two guys that you could put a good story on with. But now he's not really feuding with anyone that he can go off of, I guess. He's not really in a feud, so he's just having I don't know,
I can't tell if he's heel or face or neutral in between.
it's like normally when he does a lot of new characters, like he did the like normally when he does a new character, like the Champion and the Bubbly and all that, like he was in a feud and he had someone to bounce off with, but now he's just on him and Big Bill together. He's just cutting promos and not really in a feud, so it's not hitting us.
Yeah.
So what? I don't know.
Something's gonna off. It's just off.
Yeah, I like Jericho. He's one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
I met Chris Jericho like twice, and well, technically I've seen his performance 3 times in Fozzy concerts.
Thanks for rubbing it in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna meet Jericho one day.
Yeah, this is.
Well, you were gonna meet him in Memphis until you decide to back out. No offense.
Well, showed me. I was waiting and you didn't pick me up.
Well, I thought. Well, never mind. I don't want to bring personal stuff on this podcast.
I'm just kidding. I already knew I wasn't gonna do that. Yeah, I was. Stuff came up. Urani Kincaid, thanks for watching. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. How about everyone else?
Things are going all right. Thanks for asking, bud.
Everything's going good. I've been remodeling my room, and all that.
Could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Got my TV mount on the corner.
Wow, nice. You got it mounted?
Yeah, it's mounted and it's good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I also put another TV in here, but it's only for video games and all that, so I can make sure I don't plug everything up at once. Oh, boy.
How's that coming, Ariana?
No, yeah.
I'm not going to indulge that. I'm going to shut up.
Nah, I don't know what to make it out. Yeah.
Of course, it stops loading at the best part.
It's been a while since that comment like that.
That came out of left field. That was hilarious, though.
That's right. Stream on the go with 6 months of Disney Bundle on us. All your favorite content from Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus is all yours.
What's
and
next?
watch it all
Adam
on the new
Cole,
Galaxy
Edge, and Brody
S24 Plus,
King?
also on us.
Yeah, it's main event.
Only on Verizon.
Oh, that should be a banger.
It's going to be a no disqualification match, as I said in the opening of the show.
And there's not what's going on next week on Dynamite. They haven't even announced anything yet.
Nothing. They're just going to have a show and
Just going to have to check on Twitter to see what they say after the show.
Well, you're right about that, Mr. Jacobs, but
Well, they said Jericho was going to be doing something next week. I didn't know what Tony Schiavone said, but he said something about Jericho. I'm sure they'll have. They'll probably announce something on Collision or something.
Well, Collision Rampage in between,
I don't like this 3-hour stuff.
That is a bit much. I agree.
Look, I
Not
can
even the pay-per-views?
Like for Raw, I've been able to do it because I'm a big CM Punk fan, and here lately he's been popping up, and he's not even supposed to be there. So you got to watch. I watch all 3 hours just to see if he's actually going to be on. But this last one was actually pretty good. The King of the Ring matches, Dragunov and Ricochet, and we're going to get back to doing that. As I said before earlier in the podcast, we're going to be doing a lot more stuff on the Wide World of Wrestling podcast. A lot more SmackDown and Raw. We were supposed to do the draft. I had some stuff come up. Yeah, we're kind of getting back into that. Possibly this Friday for on Monday they had their qualifying matches for the King of the Ring, and now SmackDown has their side of the bracket for the King of the Ring. So I believe it's Tama Tonga, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I forget who else is in it. Bobby Lashley's going to be in it. Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight. Yeah,
It'll be really good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been talking about doing some other stuff, some 2K stuff. I don't know, leave in the comments what other content you'd like to see on there. But as I said, if you're interested in checking out that channel, I left it in the group, in the chat, the link to it. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, you should see it. So, I don't know if anyone's seen, we talked about earlier about people in the comments. I don't know if you guys seen, or I know, if you guys seen Backlash, but that crowd was crazy.
Oh man, that was incredible.
As long as I've been a wrestling fan, I've never seen. I mean, Puerto Rico last year for Backlash was pretty good, but I think France set it to a whole nother level. I've never seen a crowd like that in my entire life.
Yep.
But the French love their wrestling. Which turns out.
They've been all over the place. And I know that they went to Australia. They've been to France as of lately, and I don't know what they're going to be next though. Who knows? Maybe WWE might show up in Japan.
I wouldn't doubt it. They're already teasing having WrestleMania in France. That's what Triple H said on that post media scrum thing.
Well, speaking of Japan though, I was watching WWE 2005 when they were for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown taping. Well, in Japan that time.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching one of the videos of Funaki making an entrance in Japan, and everyone was like, Funaki, Funaki.
Yeah.
And he was the Cruiserweight champion at the time. He was facing against Chavo Guerrero, and he got a standing ovation right in front of his home country.
Funaki was awesome, man. Number one.
Yeah, number one ring announcer. I actually met him last year. He's a very, very, very nice person. Very nice.
I hope he spoke English for real to you.
Yeah, he spoke some English. You could tell
he speaks English.
He can't really speak fluently, but he can speak it. He can speak more English than you'd think he could.
Well, that's because he's the number one ring announcer.
You can have a full-on conversation with him. He can speak English. I only paid for one autograph, and he signed 3 places in my book, so got 3 autographs for the price of 1.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want to make this podcast looking really interesting. I've always wanted to get someone on from Japan or something.
That'd be pretty cool, though. It would be.
The only pay-per-views or premium events or whatever you guys like to call them, I know they did WWE in Japan back in 2005. I watched the submission match between Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit, and there was also another from 2015 from Brock Lesnar called The Beast I think it's from the Beast from the East, I think.
Beast from the East, yeah.
The Beast from the East was Bam Bam Bigelow.
I know WWE did the Beast from the East in Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. You're right.
The 2015 not pay-per-view, let's say premium event.
Yeah, they did events like that. Like they did Roadblock wasn't really a pay-per-view. It was supposed to be a live event, but they turned it into a TV special or WWE Network. I actually stayed up to watch that. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. It was Brock Lesnar against Kofi Kingston, Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. John Cena was going to get someone.
Know what you mean?
Yeah, I did watch that. Yeah, I remember that.
I'll stay up late to watch that.
And I had to stay up all night when they were in Australia that time until they finally came on.
Their Elimination Chamber?
It was the Elimination Chamber in Perth.
Yeah.
Except I missed all of it though because I fell asleep though right before it started.
You sound like me. We were supposed to do a live reaction to it. I had my alarm set to go off, and I don't know if it never went off or what, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
It was understandable. It was late at night, so it was totally understandable.
It's like
Well,
it was supposed to start like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was around 5 a.m. and well, it was 5 a.m. here while they were doing it around 17 hours later.
Something to do with SmackDown, like it was live during the day. This last week in France, but then it aired
Yeah.
taped on Friday.
Visible. With us, what you see is what you get. So a one-line.
'Cause I'm not sure what day because it was live. Well, it was live. Well, SmackDown was live, right?
This last Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was live.
Okay.
But they showed it on TNT Sports, like for international.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it started like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they later aired a replay of it. It was technically live for Fox, but wasn't live. If that makes sense. Like
Okay. I see. I see. I see.
it was live during the day, and it was on TV, but just not for America.
Right.
And
So it was
then
like okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know
it
what I
was
don't know
on
what to
TV.
expect though when I wonder what might happen though if WWE ever comes to like China for an example.
I've been there before, so
Yeah, they've been China before.
Well, what might have they have a pay-per-view or a premium event though? That will be totally be awesome. Well, for
It,
WWE.
it'll probably be packed. I can tell you that.
they've been going all over the world, like Germany, and like Germany's not just like they're going to Scotland and Germany. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see how their crowds are going to be. Because
Well, they are. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Well, they were in Germany one time for Monday Night Raw back in '97. Remember the British Bulldog against Owen Hart for the finals of the European Champion?
Oh yeah, I remember that because I do remember that because especially because of the way that the broadcast looked itself. The broadcast is kind of crappy, but the matches were pretty cool.
So
Yeah,
they haven't been to Germany since '97.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
I was watching the introduction about the what is it called? The Berlin. I don't know if I should say this or not since I don't know if German people are watching this, but the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, it came down like years before they went to Germany. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I was doing some history and research of it though, but I'm not going to say anything else. But I can say is though that it's a good. I don't know if I should say it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just going to say it's a good thing because German people needs to be in peace with everything that's going on.
Well, I believe the breaking of the wall was kind of I could be wrong, but I believe the breaking down of the wall was kind of like you could say a unification of two different sides of Germany, I guess.
Indeed. Yeah, they did that on the first introduction on Monday Night Raw back in '97 when they were in Germany, Berlin, Germany. And now they're coming back to Berlin, Germany in August called Bash in Berlin.
Curious to see how the crowd's going to be because they haven't been in France in years.
Yeah.
And
If
they
the
haven't
crowd's,
been to go ahead.
if the crowd's anything like France, they got a long way. It's going to take a lot to top France.
I wonder. And another thing about Germany is, well, they changed the name from the Mercedes to now the Uber Arena or the Uber Stadium, I think.
Uber Arena.
Yeah. Luber, yeah.
Yeah, they changed it though. I mean, they changed first. They had it as the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but now they changed it to the Uber Arena during the name changing at the time.
I thought you said the Uber Arena.
I don't think it has anything to do with like the Uber riding thing, but I think that's just the name of the
Here's
stadium.
here's another thing in my
Uber is
mind.
like super like
No, look at
mega
that.
super.
Well, here's another thing though in mind. Connor, Connor, you and I have been to New Orleans though. Well, separately, no. They changed it from the New Orleans Arena to the Smoothie King Center.
Yeah, I've been to Smoothie King Center.
Yeah.
Smoothie King Center. That's wow.
Yeah.
And they changed the Mercedes-Benz Superdome to now the Caesars Superdome.
Yeah. They've changed a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I didn't go inside, but during WrestleMania when they came there, I think it was WrestleMania 34 when they went to New Orleans, and NXT Takeover was there, and I didn't go there, but I drove by it in the Smoothie King Arena.
I'm trying to think of the last arena I've been to. I think I went. Well, the last one I went to was actually the Ball Arena, and then I went to where the Cowboys play now. Now you mean stay of the you want to talk about stay of the art? That place that's awesome. Where the Cowboys play is pretty cool.
I never been to a stadium before, but I've been to a few arenas though. Whether it's in Mississippi, Tennessee, and I've even been to one in Alabama. Well, technically, next to it.
Yeah, oh my God, Brody is bloody as hell right now.
And he's liking it.
He is totally liking it.
It's like an Extreme Rules match, but different. I don't know what to expect though. Oh, Connor's out again.
He'll be right back. I'm pretty sure he'll be back. Oh, Ed's going for that. Going for his signature there, taking that piece of the chair.
He did that before with Roman Reigns and other stars in the WWE, but now he's doing it in AEW.
Look how bent that shit is now. It's so bent now. Oh, he hit him with a clothesline.
And just in case you haven't heard the introduction, Mr. Jacobs, well, when we were live for the first few minutes, I was like, prove me wrong because they were in Edmonton tonight.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Word gets out about these places. They tend to.
Yeah.
At least your vehicles are protected.
Now you going to SummerSlam, Chris?
Technically no, but I know Connor is going to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm going to SummerSlam.
That's gonna be a blast.
But
yeah,
but I wish I could say more about this I wish I could say something else about this podcast, but I don't think it's not a good idea. At least, well, let's just say we're developing something.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
But
you got something cooking.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it right now. I mean, if I say it right now, as Mr. Jacobs tells me, don't spoil it.
Yeah, Chris is dropping teasers for the audience.
It's based off the song "Viva Las Vegas."
Based off the song "Viva Las Vegas." Okay. Well, we're gonna do some Elvis impressions.
If you watch that, you should know. You probably get an idea of. I'm not doing an Elvis impression. Heck no. You'll never see me sing or dance in my entire life.
I'm not gonna say anything else. All I just say is we're developing something, but that's it.
Someone at my work was playing that song on their phone. I had it stuck on my head for a whole day.
It's pretty catchy.
They just kept on playing it over and over and over again.
Hyaluronic plumping water cream by L'Oreal with
Yeah.
hyaluronic
But
acid.
still, you were still, and all that.
Yeah, me and my uncle's going to SummerSlam. Going to SmackDown the night before too. So it should be a pretty good show.
And you know what else? It's in the Miz's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, before he got transferred to Hollywood, California.
It's also Logan Paul's hometown.
SummerSlam was in Cleveland before. I think they were during '96 though. Remember the Boiler Room Brawl match between The Undertaker and Mankind?
Yeah.
Yep.
They were, and there was Shawn Michaels versus Vader.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that too.
I mean, I know I wasn't there in the gun arena. That's the arena they called it back then.
The gun arena.
Well, it's not the gun with the GUNN. It's GUND.
Was that the match that Shawn Michaels broke character and told Vader to move?
Oh yeah, like he was supposed to go for an elbow drop, but instead he
he caught
happened.
himself. Yeah, he caught himself in midair, and then he landed on his feet and kicked him in the head. Kicked Vader in the head and said, "Move, move."
I think I heard about that in his book, The Heartbreaking Triumph, the Shawn Michaels story.
It was pretty amazing how he did it actually, because Shawn was going for an elbow drop, and he changed it up in midair and landed on his feet. It was pretty cool.
Like there's one arena in Portland, Oregon called the Hooker Arena.
Portland, Oregon. Wait a minute. Is AEW supposed to be in Portland, Oregon?
Yeah, they're going to the Hooker Arena.
Hooker Arena. That's the name for you.
That sounds very familiar.
Well, they're going to Portland, Oregon, but they're not going there. But I just looked up, and there's a arena called the Hooker Arena in Portland, Oregon.
I'm pretty sure that's based off of someone's last name. I'm hoping so.
Either that, or as the late Brian Pillman would say to Kevin Sullivan on his last night with WCW, he would go, "I respect you, Booker man."
But AEW's going there May 16th for Collision, and they'll be at the Moda Center.
Oh, sweet.
Wherever that's at. There's the Crawfish Arena in Switzerland.
Switzerland, nice.
WWE's going to Switzerland? Never thought about it.
No, well, they probably will be going eventually, but I just looked up. I just put in weird arena names, and that's what popped up.
I wonder. That's funny. I thought they're gonna have the Young Bucks segment last after Adam Copeland's match. I guess they're not gonna have enough time, are they?
I don't think they're getting a segment tonight.
No, they're going overtime, don't they?
And you never know. Maybe they might show up though. They might. I don't know. All I know is
that ring though. There's blood all over that damn ring.
In the center of the ring, it's worse than Stone Cold Steve Austin's blood when he wrestled Bret the Hitman Hart.
That was brutal, man. That was everywhere. I remember that.
You know what else? It took place in Chicago that '97.
Damn, you're right. I forgot about that. You're totally right. It did take place in Chicago.
Power driver? Nope.
Oh my god.
Oh, Ryan, no, that's gotta hurt.
They're beating the hell out of each other tonight, man. I love it.
I hope they don't go way too overtime. But they're gonna have to though.
Have you ever watched the WWE National like the Most Wanted Treasures or whatever?
I've seen a few episodes.
And I've seen the one about Dusty Rhodes.
There's one item they need to get. And it's a very memorable item, and it actually started in AEW.
Is it some started in AEW?
They needed to get the exact same tights CM Punk wore at All Out 2022.
Oh, that'd be
you mean in 2021, right?
No, 2022. The one that was him against Moxley, and then the post media scrum, and then
that'd actually be a good get.
Like those are, any way you look at it, those tights are going to be iconic.
Yeah.
The blood on.
If CM Punk's tights are in AEW, should that be AEW's property?
Well, technically, it's his tights. So.
I mean, they're his tights. He designed them, really.
Because on the National Treasures, they go to the people who own them. Mostly it's people who, like the actual wrestlers, or if they're passed, it's their relatives or family members that have them.
Yeah.
Like
CM Punk, CM Punk's carried the same design for decades.
Yeah.
He started doing longer tights, but he used to do trunks all the time. In AEW, he did like the
only, I should think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know when you come to like the longer tights, kind of like Edge got on, but he's never wore those. He's never wore those tights again. But just because how iconic it is, because he did that post media scrub. Tights are all bloodied up.
Yeah.
Then he goes up there and says all that. And then has a good match against Moxley, and he's still the AEW World Champion.
Ah, jeez.
Look how bloody Edge's tights are, man. See, that's what I love about that stuff, though. I think that's the main purpose why Edge wore the white is so that blood, that red will pop right. You know, it just because it pops right off. You can. It's like you notice it. You totally notice it. Your eyes drawn to it.
As you had your next figure right there, or it
Oh
should be.
man.
It should be an action figure.
Speaking of memorabilia, but first let's see what happens after the conclusion of this match.
This could be a 2-pack. A bloody Brody King and Edge
Yeah, that'd be dope.
with the TNT Championship included.
Do they have a bloody Moxley figure? If they don't, they should.
They probably do. Or if they don't, that's a missed opportunity if they don't.
Right?
Kyle O'Reilly helping out Edge. Two Canadians.
Huh. You know, I actually had no idea for a long time that Kyle was from Canada. I had no idea for a long time.
I didn't know either.
Oh.
It's a cool thing to know, though.
So Malachi Black's got to be winning that TNT title now. Because Edge has beaten both of them. He's beaten Buddy and Brody.
Yep.
I don't see them having him beat all three members.
Yeah. Speaking of memorabilia, what about that? What about those tights CM Punk had in his last match in the WWE for at least a couple of months back in the Money in the Bank 2011 tights?
Oh yeah, those are probably some iconic tights. Because that's really the night that made him the big star that he became. Money in the Bank.
That's true.
Yeah. And I have to say that
This
I am
is
so
different.
excited because I was so close to making my return.
She doesn't do anything.
I love so very, very much. You see, here in AEW is where the best.
I guess they're going into overtime.
And I thrive in that spotlight.
Something's got to happen
I
here.
thrive
So
under pressure. And I'm only
I
getting
wonder if the Motor City Machine Guns are going to come up. At least that's what I'm guessing.
Celtics playoff. And then on Saturday, I'll be throwing out that first pitch for the Boston Red Sox. And when I'm not,
what does that got to do about AEW?
I'm in that ring and I'm in that gym every single day. So to answer your question, yes, I am ready.
I'm sure you're ready.
At Double.
Seems like you're paying more attention to other things than
Right, like her head's not in the game, really. It feels like.
She's worried about the Boston Red Sox and Celtics. She give a damn about the match. It's like she's already got it in the bag.
But I will say this: she does look stunning.
Will I even return to the ring? And if I do, will I be as
I
good
will
as
give Mercedes Moné that she is beautiful.
I like the hair she's in.
Damn right I will.
Ever since she came to AEW, she's had a pretty.
New level. I am back.
It almost goes with the Dynamite colors a little bit. Her hair.
Yeah.
The run of her career because of me. But I'm going to show Will.
Whoa.
Asterisks over your victory. Because at Double or Nothing, I am going to take more than just your title. I'm going to wipe that stupid smile off your face. So enjoy your time as champion.
If they're trying to make this the main event for Double or Nothing,
Money changes.
we already know who's going to win.
Tough words from the challenger.
So what is the? What are they doing?
Oh, great. I went out. Go great.
Adam Copeland.
We're only now. We're in overtime now.
They're going way over time.
And afterwards, we saw Kyle O'Reilly come
Something's
cheer
got to be
you.
happening.
How does it feel to find an ally in the battle against the House of Black?
Unless they bought themselves an extra hour and didn't tell anybody.
Oh God.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
That dude's bad.
They didn't even announce it. If they did.
I know you went through hell, and I'm happy to help out with those guys. But I got a favor. This Saturday, Collision, we're in my hometown. Cope open. So, is that why you came out to help me? Is to get closer to this? Listen, man, if that was your plan, well played. Tell you what, Vancouver, your hometown, Collision, Cope Open, TNT Championship.
Okay.
Got a match for Collision.
Wow, a tough
I'm not mad at that. Okay.
Well,
what are we doing?
on the line this Saturday. Hey, how's it going, huh?
oh no. At least I know what's going to happen in the next 10 seconds on my TV.
They're gonna have Motor City Machine Guns do something. I bet. Whoever the tag team is, 100% is gonna be Motor. It's how predictable it is. I can 100% confidently say the Motor City Machine Guns will come out in just a few moments.
What ride are you taking us on, Tony? What is going on?
But it's supposed to be the Elite versus Team AEW. How is the Motor City Machine Guns Team AEW? Because they haven't
Oh,
really been in
boy.
AEW, or they've been there a few times, but they haven't really been there for a long period of time. I don't know how you could put someone who's
Oh,
really been with AEW
my
on Team
God.
AEW.
Somebody get turn off their microphones.
A lot of CM Punk chants. I don't know if any of y'all caught that.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
What?
Those are lies.
Is it me or am I the only one that wants the Young Bucks off my television? maybe they're doing the right. Maybe they're doing their job. Maybe because they're being such douchebags, man. Oh my God.
No one's really into it. The crowd's just there.
No one tells me anything. I know Connors is 10 seconds ahead of me. Hey, look, it's a Chris Farley t-shirt.
Chris Farley's he's the star of the show. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not going to be Motor City Machine Guns. But if you're thinking Team AEW, well, Eddie Kingston will be the perfect person to represent AEW.
I hope it ain't and I hope, well, it ain't Motor.
You watch the next one be Bryan Danielson. How the hell does that make sense? Didn't he just get planted on his head at the last pay-per-view?
Yeah.
What the hell? All right, might as well. Let's just forget everything that happened. That does make sense for Team AEW, I guess.
I do want to get that. I do want to get that Chris Farley shirt though. I can't lie. Lottie freaking da. Donnybrook, that's a nice word. I like that word. You don't hear that word too often.
Yeah.
Well, it's about damn time somebody put their hands on the Young Bucks.
You've been waiting on that one, huh, Chris?
I thought the Anarchy Arena has kind of turned into a forced thing.
That
Like you
was
know,
going
how
to be Hangman
WWE has,
Page, but he's still suspended.
like you know, how WWE has the Hell in a Cell. Like it's a forced event. Like it kind of feels like they're just doing it every year on the same event just to be doing it. You're just forcing it on the show, really.
Yeah, I see what you're talking. Yeah,
Doesn't
I
have
see
to
what
be
you're
that.
saying.
I feel like it should just be a match whenever you want it to be. Like it doesn't have to be at Double or Nothing. Like that. Like that's what I liked about when they didn't have the Hell in a Cell event. It was like they could have a Hell in a Cell match anywhere.
Right.
WrestleMania, it could be on Raw, it could be anywhere.
They did do a Hell in a Cell match on Raw back in '98, and they did bring it back in 2003 and again in 2009.
Yeah.
Like they could have. I don't think Anarchy Arena should be its. I feel like it could be on any show if you wanted it to be.
Well, it's almost that time of the season again for me. I say when Blood and Guts.
Blood and guts.
Yeah, that was a pretty wild episode. What did you think about it, Chris?
I don't like the Young Bucks taking over though and all that. I mean, I know they're the EVPs, this storyline, I get it and all that stuff. But you know what? And I'm just gonna have to give it a 8.5 tonight.
That's fair.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else. I mean, all I can say is that I just hope somebody would shut the Young Bucks up.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty decent show. A lot of it was just awkward, like Brian Cage stuff. Well, it wasn't just Brian Cage's fault, but Swerve Strickland. It was a Christian Cage and Swerve segment. Brian Cage and him turn on Swerve, and then they're beating him up, and then they're trying to pin him through the table, and it's taking them like 10 minutes to pick him up and put him through the table. It just felt very awkward. A lot of stuff tonight didn't really hit as it should have. Like the Jericho stuff, I could have cared less for. The Harley Cameron and Mariah May match was it was all right. It wasn't the women's match I would have liked. I mean, Harley Cameron's a pretty good wrestler. I thought they could have done better than that, though. Considering there's only one women's match on each show, they could have done something more than that. Like, they got a lot of talented women on the roster for them not to be able to put something on better than that. It was an all right show. I'd give it a yeah. I give it a 7.2 out of 10.
2?
A 7.2 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
That's a god awful for me too. I know you didn't watch most. You tuned in late, but what did you think of what you did see?
From what I saw, I mean, I thought for the couple of matches that I did get to watch were pretty decent. But you know, like you said, I mean, I was a bit late to the show, so I didn't get the full, I guess, the full view of the whole thing. Well, I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch the rest of the beginning of it later on tonight. But I mean, from what I saw there, it was pretty decent. But I don't know if I feel comfortable giving it a rating, seeing as I didn't seeing as how I didn't watch the whole show. But from what I saw, it was pretty decent. And you know, if I had watched this whole show, I'd probably give it a more fair rating. But yeah, from what I saw, it was okay.
Yeah, you came in right in the middle of the. I think it was maybe the Jericho stuff.
Yeah.
the learning tree and Big Bill.
Yeah, it was an all right show. Orange Cassidy and Trent started off the show. It was a decent match. Jay White and Rocky Romero was. I don't know what that was supposed to be. They just did it to do it, I guess. Yeah, it was an alright show. 7.2 out of 10 for me. The last 2 weeks were better than this. Like they did really good for the past 2 weeks on Dynamite, and they do this. And they had some good progressions of storytelling, but I don't know what the hell some of this stuff was. I felt like Vince Russo was backstage for some of this.
Or
Yeah.
somebody's behind this though, like behind Tony Khan, Kenny Omega, or maybe worse.
I think Vince Russo's found him a job in AEW.
Oh
Ignore the
boy.
man behind the curtain, Nick. Don't pay attention to the guy behind the curtain.
That's what it felt like a little bit. Just with some of the stuff that they would do, I kind of felt like he kind of, I don't know how, somehow he wiggled his creative in AEW. Like if he wants a cancer in wrestling, it's Vince Russo.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of circles that won't argue with that.
I mean, Vince Russo, he came up with a lot of good stories in WWE and stuff, but once he got to WCW, he ran that thing to the ground. Which he came in a bad period. Like he came in when Vince Russo came into WCW when things were going bad.
Right.
So it's more like Vince Russo just burned down WCW.
Well, it was already going downhill when he
It was
got
already on fire. He just threw gas on it.
pretty much. Rambit 1.5 out of 5. Damn.
Oh boy.
I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know if it
That's a
was that.
pretty low rating.
I didn't know if it was that bad, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. But
You know what's the lowest rating ever in WCW? Back in 2000 when Vince Russo was running it, when Kiss performed in WCW.
Oh, that was a horrible episode. I remember watching that live. It sucks.
As Dean Malenko said during the interview on the WCW DVD, The Rise and Fall, the lowest rating ever.
You didn't even get to see Kiss at the end. You only got to see like 2 seconds of the Kiss Demon, and the Kiss did a concert when it went off the freaking air. You didn't even get to see Kiss.
Well, I never watched WCW anyway. Well, I did watch some.
You weren't missing any. You weren't missing anything. Not at that time.
What year was this? 2000.
2000. That was during when Vince Russo showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about right. 2000 was their worst year ever.
Vince Russo showed up in WCW. Then he showed up in TNA Wrestling for at least a year or two, and now he's probably going to show back. He's probably going to show up again, but it's probably going to be in AEW.
He's already there. Somehow, some way, he's there in AEW. I don't know how.
He's silent.
He's
just like the power that be.
Like the Jericho
exactly.
stuff, like the Jericho stuff and the Brian Cage stuff from the night, and like some of that stuff really felt like Vince Russo. Maybe he's not behind it, but his ways of doing things have been passed down to other people. It's very bad. He's like a father, and he's passing down bad habits to his children.
I mean, it's not good. It's not good. I mean,
like
it could definitely improve. I mean, it doesn't absolutely suck. There's a lot of room for improvement, though. Definitely a lot of room.
Well, as Joey Styles once says, about his shooter with Vince McMahon, Vince Russo is more like a sports entertaining storytelling. If I'm right.
Well, Vince Russo was more about money. He can say all he wants, but in my personal opinion, he was more. But he saw the dollar signs in the wrestling business. That's what he saw. And he just turned stuff into what he was watching on TV, which is Jerry Springer and stuff like that.
Know what you mean?
During that time, he kind of tried to copy, because that's what WWE was doing, the Jerry Springer stuff, kind of.
Yeah.
In their own spin, he tried to copy that, and it just didn't.
More like the attitude. Yeah. That's why they call it the Attitude Era, right?
Yeah,
I mean, because Vince Russo will confess himself that he did all that based on Jerry Springer episodes, old Maury episodes. He'll admit it.
Yeah, pretty decent episode of Dynamite. Not my favorite. We'll be back tomorrow. We're talking Elite. Not sure what the topic will be tonight, but definitely come by and we'll see what the topic is. Last week we did our AEW draft. So it should be something interesting that we'll do tomorrow night. Friday, there's no Rampage, but we will be back on the Wide World of Wrestling podcast for our Friday night SmackDown live reaction. Saturday, got doubleheader Collision and Rampage. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that or not. Depends on what I'm doing. So sometimes it can get tiring doing 3 hours, especially on a Saturday.
From 8 to 11.
But we'll see. But as I said, I plan on getting very, very more active on the Worldwide Wrestling podcast. There's a lot of things that I'm excited for in WWE. I really wouldn't see myself saying that. Like when I first started this, well, not when I first started the podcast, but like in 2018, 2017, I didn't like WWE at all.
Right.
Now,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
It's so bad. Like in 2018, 2019, 2020, it sucked. WWE
You're not lying.
Sucked.
You're not
Including
lying at
the
all.
pandemic era, that's got to be one of the worst.
It sucked. Vince McMahon didn't know what the hell he was doing. Well, he did book a lot of good things in the past, but after a while, he just didn't care. And Triple H has taken over, and it's just sparked my interest back into WWE a lot more. Well, if CM Punk wasn't there, I probably wouldn't be watching as much as I am, just being honest. But the shows are pretty good, like on Raw, Ricochet, and Dragunov. If anyone hasn't seen that match, that's probably going to be the match of this entire week, probably. I don't know about
killer. Yeah.
I don't know about the entire year because we're only in May, but it was a really, really good match. Yeah, I'm rambling off, but yeah, there's going to be a lot more WWE content on that channel. We might do some TNA stuff. I don't know. We've done some TNA on there, but we're planning on doing some more Raw and SmackDown live reactions, some WWE 2K content. Yeah, definitely check out all the links in the description below: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, and I even want to say Podbean. I don't know why I keep wanting to say that. It's been a while. Spotify. We're on Instagram now. We're on Apple Podcasts. Everything that we're on is in the links and is in the description below. Definitely check out our Instagram. We're newly on Instagram. We recently created that account. We may not be on TikTok too much longer. I don't know what's going on with that, but if we did get taken off there, that will be our replacement, kind of. But yeah, definitely go check out all that. Yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow night for Talking Elite.
Peace.